Hey everyone, it's Donnie Mangos here, and I wanted to share a story for Storytime Hour. A while ago, it was just after New Year's, we got reached out to by one of our clients who said, look, we need to sell this condo, can you help us out? Here's the address, here's what it looks like. So this is essentially, it's a small building out in the West End at Dundas and Prince Edward, and it's a small condo with 3 stories, yeah, and it's got about 15 to 20 spots parking under the second floor units. All fine and dandy. Right away looked at, want to see the place, want to see what it looked like, want to see what needed to get done in order to get it ready for sale. So did that, looked at some comparables, and this is what we found. We found that in June of 2016, a unit very similar to hers, actually almost identical to hers in size, in layout, in fixtures and features and all of that, and ceiling height, listed for $215,000 and sold for $212,000. See that up here? What happened next? There was no listings for a while, and then finally a listing popped up, a little bit larger and actually kind of awesome. It was a corner unit. So you had windows here and windows here. So that's definitely an awesome feature for a condo. It's actually also a little bit larger than ours. Okay, so we see that. Now, not sure what happened with this listing. They listed it originally at $319,000 and couldn't sell. So they revised the listing to $249,000 and ended up selling it at $247,500. Now, this is a building that was converted sometime just after 2000. So there is a risk of high-tech plumbing issues in there. If you don't know what that is, just holler at me and I'll explain it all to you. There's that risk. There's a couple of things in the books of the Condominium Corporation that were not very favorable, and we imagined that that's the reason why this cool boutique little condo was selling at these numbers. You saw a comparable $212,000, and the last one in April of last year sold for $247,500 for a larger unit, and it was corner. So we took the listing, and here's a listing. So as you can see, it looks very similar, very clean, sharp. I mean, this is how she lives, so this is a nice, easy one to work with. In good shape. Okay. We were listed at $275,000. We listed it at $284,000. That was aggressive compared to what just sold, right? A larger unit at $247,000. We went in at $284,000, and this was in very, very, very cold time right after New Year's. We listed it on, I think it was the 7th or the 6th of January. Immediately in the first 24 hours, honestly guys, I must have had about 30 bookings to see this property. The keys were flying out of there. Eventually, we were able to find 5 parties that had some interest, and we got all of these parties to submit offers. So we had 5 competing offers in the first 24 hours of listing this property. We're priced high, $284,000. The offers kept increasing. Pressure for people they just felt the anxiety. There's not many options in Toronto in the price range. But in the end, we sold this condo for $341,000. That's almost a full $100,000 above the most recent comparable that was larger and on corner. Look here, I'll do the math here, just so you can see what I see. $341,000 divided by 247. 38% higher priced than the larger corner unit. That's what we do. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of our story session.